Thank you very much to all our new followers and to those from forever for supporting this channel. Your subscription helps us grow and improve the quality of our content. Welcome aboard! Don't forget to click the like button and activate the notification bell to stay updated with the latest news from the channel. Ever wondered why those spaceships in films like Star Wars or 2001, Odisea dell'Espazio look so unbelievably real, even when they're barely visible in the background?
Oh, definitely. What's the secret behind that then?
Well, it actually comes down to the art of using maquetas, mini-scale models, designed in a clever way. You see, filmmakers exploit how our brain, through perception gestaltica, automatically fills in all the missing details.
So you're saying our brains kind of finish the picture for us?
Exactly. Like, our minds don't focus on every single screw or panel. They just, grasp the overall shape, movement, and lighting cues.
Yeah, that's fascinating. It's almost like the simplicity actually boosts the effect.
Yes, that's the magic of it. Take Blade Runner, for instance. Many of the spaceships are offered as simple silhouettes with just a splash of light. The urban, futuristic context convinces our minds that they're much more complex than they really are.
So it's more about suggestion than intricate detailing?
Precisely. And then you consider how these maquetas are built. They typically use small scales like 1:48 or 1:72 and are made from materials like foam, cardboard, or plastic. This strategy not only saves time, but also cuts costs without sacrificing that visual credibility.
That's a pretty nifty, cost-effective approach to filmmaking.
Absolutely. It's kind of a less is more philosophy in action. Filmmakers often reserve the detailed, elaborate models for those captivating close-up shots, while simpler versions do the heavy lifting for far-off sequences.
Now, isn't there a risk, though, that these simple models might seem too, basic if someone pays too much attention?
You raise a good point. But here's where the narrative really comes in. The movie's immersive, well-built world convinces the viewer to overlook the minimal details, trusted by our imagination to fill in the gaps.
That's kind of brilliant, actually. It makes you appreciate the art of suggestion in cinema.
Exactly. Like in Star Wars, ILM built multiple versions of the Millennium Falcon. One super detailed version for those intimate shots and a simpler version used during the high-speed, distant flight scenes.
Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, the visual effects company founded by George Lucas, produced several physical models, miniatures, of the Millennium Falcon for the Star Wars films in order to film the special effects scenes, as CGI, computer-generated imagery, did not exist or was not feasible at the time. The primary versions of the Millennium Falcon model used in the original trilogy were 1. The large-scale Hero model, approx. 1 meter long, usage. This was the main model used for close-ups and detailed shots in all three original films, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Characteristics. It was incredibly detailed, with thousands of small pieces from model kits of tanks, airplanes, and ships, known as greeblies, glued to its surface to give it a complex, realistic texture. The cockpit and some interior parts were illuminated. This model is one of the most iconic pieces in film history and is now on display at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. 2. The smaller model, approximately 5 inches or 1213 cc. Usage. A much smaller version was built for shots that required the ship to move faster or for forced perspective effects, moving it away from the camera to make it appear more distant. Characteristics. Despite its size, it maintained an impressive level of detail, allowing it to be integrated convincingly with the larger model. 3. Models for specific shots, destruction. Other versions or sections of the ship were created for very specific shots. For example, for the scene in The Empire Strikes Back where the Falcon hides inside an asteroid, a partial model of the ship was built that could be attached to the asteroid set.
Yeah, got it. It's a smart blend of innovation and economy.
For sure. And speaking of innovation, consider the techniques used in 2001. Odisea dell'Espazio, Douglas Trumbull employed strategic lighting with those maquetas to simulate depth and detail that were, non-existent in the model itself.
Lighting, it's amazing how a bit of illumination can totally transform a simple model into something profoundly immersive.
Exactly, right? And then you have films like Interstellar, where Nathan Crowley designed the Endurance with modular, interchangeable parts. For far-off shots, they even rendered simplified CGI models that maintain the illusion perfectly.
It really shows how techniques evolve but still hinge on the same principle: Let the audience's imagination do the heavy lifting.
Precisely. And look at classics like Espacio 1999. Those eagle ships often use less texture in their aerial shots, yet they've remained iconic.
Yeah. It's almost like these minimalist designs become endearing because we see them through a narrative lens.
Exactly. The context provided by the story does most of the work. Our brains then complete the details, making the whole scene convincingly real.
Right. I love that it underscores the power of human perception. Without our brains doing that extra work, those scenes might not hit nearly as hard.
True, it's a delicate balance between artistic suggestion and technical craftsmanship. It's like they're intentionally leaving room for us to come in and fill out the picture in our minds.
And that transforms a simple model into an invitation to imagine a whole universe, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's a dance between art and efficiency, where ultimately the viewer is part of the creative process.
However, I'm a bit curious. Could this reliance on minimal detail someday backfire if viewers start expecting hyperrealism even in the background?
That's a fair challenge. Yet, as long as the narrative remains compelling and the context is rich, the audience's imagination will keep bridging any visual gaps.
Right. So, in a way, it's a win-win. Practical for production and still immensely engaging for the audience.
Absolutely. This method has allowed filmmakers, from designers like Brian Johnson in Espacio 1999 and Alien to ILM's work in Star Wars, to create believable worlds even with quite limited resources.
And it's incredible how these techniques become a part of our movie-watching culture. We, as viewers, end up doing more than just watching. We actively imagine the details.
Exactly. Our imagination is the unsung hero in visual storytelling. It's our minds that transform simple light, shadow, and shape into full-blown cosmic adventures.
Yeah, there's something poetically minimalistic about that. It's like the art of filmmaking is secretly a collaboration with our brains.
Definitely. And this approach proves that cinematic magic often lies not in overwhelming detail, but in the perfect interplay of suggestion and context.
It really is a testament to the power of storytelling and creative design, isn't it?
Exactly. It reminds us that sometimes showing less actually gives us so much more to work with in our imaginations.
And that's the beauty behind those timeless space epics, inviting us to dream beyond what we actually see on screen.
Right. Showcasing that in film, the magic isn't solely created by what's built, but by how the audience completes the picture.